Hello YouTube and welcome to my channel eddieinreadingland. My name is Eddie and today I'm bringing you part 2 of my daily draws, how to establish a habit. Okay guys, so if you haven't watched the first video on this sort of series that I'm doing, I will link it down below so you guys can see it. But to summarize that video, we have decided as tarot readers to do daily draws. And for the first thing that we're going to do to establish a habit in that practice is to just shuffle the deck. Actually, I'm going to demonstrate featuring the Boo Tarot by Celia Melisby, and she's a French artist, and I really like her work. She has a carreau renard that it's all foxes, and I really want it. It's in this cartoonish sort of style, but it's really lovely. But anyway, to summarize my first video, we have decided as tarot readers to establish a daily draw practice for ourselves to get familiarized with the tarot. And what this basically means is that we're taking a card anytime during the day that we have a moment to do so, and we're shuffling our deck, and we may or may not be asking a specific question for the day. We may be asking, what do I need to be aware of at this present moment? What throughout the morning should I bring with me to the afternoon? Or if it's before bed, what from this day should I ponder or take into consideration for the next one? You could be asking questions. You could just be taking a card from the top of the deck. And for example, this one is the 8 of Swords. Let me see if I can pull it up over here, guys, for you, because I do have a down camera that I can definitely use for this. And so we have the 8 of Swords, and what we want to do during this exercise is just getting familiar with the art, being aware of what feelings this art is bringing to me, being aware of some of the symbology and what could it mean for me. Or we could just be contemplating the card and that's it. And period. You're contemplating the card. You got the 8 of Swords. We know that this may be a more not negative card, but more non-benefic, shall we say, energy that is around us, and we are aware of that. We will continue on with the day. So basically, the first step would be contemplation, to summarize all of the first video that I did. But for this video, we're going to start writing it down. Why? Well, writing down your daily draws actually holds you accountable for the practice that you're doing. Now that may sound a little harsh, but it's actually really good, because then it creates in our brain this sort of routine and this sort of need to do something, and that's where accountability comes for. Also, it works as accountability because then you have a record of the days that you have done daily draws for yourself, and you're able to see the consistency on how you're doing that. And when you're doing that, you're also able to start seeing patterns with the cards a lot better than just simple contemplation of the card. So as my second tip, it's just writing it down. So you don't really need anything fancy. I use a regular composition book, mostly because when I journal, I tend to journal with a very tiny print so that most people are not able to read it very well. And not that I mind if anybody does read it, but just something that I do. I write very tiny, but writing it. What I'm trying to tell you is that you don't really need something very fancy or something that will make you have to spend a lot of money. Just a regular composition will do with a pencil. That is literally what I have for myself: a regular composition book and a pencil. I do, as one of my tips for this stage of daily draws, is do use a pencil or something that you're able to erase, because if you're called to do so, you can write down keywords or feelings, or just tapping into your intuition and trying to see what the card is telling you. Again, that is extra for this step. What I do want to reiterate, and that it is important for the practice, is that you write it down to hold yourself accountable for that daily draw. It works. It works because even when I'm having a day where I really don't want to journal, I still have days where I just write down the date and I write down the card that I drew, even though I didn't write anything. So I'm just gonna share with you guys my part of my journal. This is not all of it, but as you can see, on this date, on August 17th, I just drew the Ace of Wands, and I didn't write anything about it. But at least I did my part, and I did my daily draw. I'm pretty sure, I don't remember why I didn't write anything this day, but I probably was in a rush. And we probably had visitors or something like that happen, and that's why I only wrote the name of the card. It's very rare that I don't have time to sit and write on my journal about my daily draw, but this step is very important because of accountability. Accountability is great for habits because it creates a necessity in your brain for that habit. It's very complex. Our brain works in very complex ways, but most people's brains are wired in a certain way, and our brains actually likes habits, likes routines. And this, writing your card down whenever you have the time to do that, will help you. And I'm not saying that you can't get a prettier sort of notebook. Please go ahead. Whatever makes it easier for you or more appealing to you to have something to write down, the better. You can use pen as well. I just like using pencil because then I can erase things and word them in a different way. But as in any case, that is the second part of the daily draw video, guys. Basically, just writing it down. Get a notebook, get a pencil, write the date and the name of the card that you got. And that is it. If you are called to write more, for example, for keywords or symbols that you are paying attention to that are grabbing your attention, or you're just using your intuition to try and see what the card is telling you for that day, that's great. That's an extra step that you want to take. But for now, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I know this is it's a quicker sort of video, but I really want to make these shorter without me going on so many tangents at a time, so that it's easier for you guys to just see a quick video and take note of what I'm saying. Hopefully this is very helpful for you. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, and I'll see you on the next one, YouTube. Thank you so much. Bye bye.